on the 48FB, you have on the outside here your outside reset that is GFI protected. Your outside stereo, to turn that on, you just hit Jensen on the top there. It'll kick your outside stereo on. You can do Bluetooth with that as well to connect to your phone by pressing mode. It'll go to BT, and then you press and hold play, and it'll start a countdown, and then you'll be looking for MS3A on your phone's Bluetooth. Right next to it here we have your wind sensors for your awnings. Each one of them has a wireless remote. You can control your awnings from out here. When you travel, you're going to want to turn these little eggs off with the little switches here. When you turn them on, they're going to beep at you, and that tells you that they're activated and ready to go. And then you have the wireless remotes to move them in and out, and you have the wireless remote for the rear as well, for over the rear patio. On the inside here, there's a couple of light switches here for the cargo area. Those are a 3-way switch. They also control on the other side as well. Outside reset there for whatever battery chargers or whatnot. That's also GFI protected from the inside bathroom. Inside here, you can see the wiring going through. There's a lot of wires there. Everything's all zip tied, cleaned up, organized where it needs to go. And then to the right, you'll see the main in-command system, the big black box there. That controls all your motorized functions, your slide outs, awnings, well, not your awnings because you got wind sensors, but the water pump, various different things, and then the generator and 4 light groups on that as well. There is a manual override in there, so if your slide outs ever quit working, there's little dials in there so you can select the slide out that you want to bring in or out, and then there's a switch above it that you would press at that point. Then over here to the right, we're going to look into our LP tank. We've got the LP tank here. Up in the right corner, there's the tank selector. Right now, with it up and down, that is selected as both tanks, so it balances them out. If you switch that to the front there, then that is just this tank on the passenger side. If you switch it around the other way, it would be strictly the driver's side tank. All right, so we'll go to the generator area. So of course you've opted out of the generator, but you still have the transfer switch up here for the automatic transfer switch. Then a 2,000 watt inverter for your refrigerator, so when you're traveling down the road you can still use your refrigerator. This red knob here, right now it's turned on, that is for your refrigerator to run off of the 12-volt batteries. The only time you'll shut that off is if your unit is in storage and you don't have anything in your refrigerator. Otherwise, you will leave that on even when you travel, so that your batteries will supply power to your refrigerator. You also have another disconnect switch up here to the right. That one there is for your main 12-volt inside the coach. So when you're traveling, you're going to want to turn that to the off position. When you get to where you're going, you want to make sure that's in the on position so that it can charge your batteries. There's a light switch there for the compartment. And then your 2 batteries are down below here. Your jack reservoir for your hydraulics is right here, and your brake reservoir is down below there for your hydraulic brakes. So here we have your equalizer jack system. So with this, when you pull up and for camping, you'll turn it on, you'll unhook from the truck using the front up and down, and then you're going to press all retract, and then once that's done cycling, you would press auto level. At that point, the unit will bring the rear jacks down until they're touching the ground, and then bring the front up and twist it so that the unit is level. So here we have another 40-pound LP tank. Pretty much all that's in that area there is just your 40-pound LP tank. So your unit comes with a starter kit. So you have a water hose and your tank treatments and everything already right there. You have an outside shower hookup, and that's right here in the wet bay. Your wet bay consists of your winterizing portion. You would hook a water hose up here, put this to winterize, and that water hose would need to be in some antifreeze so that it could pull from the antifreeze. At that point, once the antifreeze is ready to go, then you would turn your pump on the inside and it would pull everything in that you need. You have your black tank flush. Looks like you got two of them here. One for each black tank. And then this is your main water hookup. So to fill your tank, you would turn this blue lever to tank, fill your tank up, and then once you're done filling your tank, you would put it back on city and use your pump with it on city. When you're hooked up to just fresh water, you would just plug into here and leave that on city. And then you have your tank dump valves right here. Down below you have your low point drains for your water lines. And over to the right you have your Truma water heater. So with the Truma water heaters, you have an on and off switch out here. It doesn't matter which on you use because you have a controller on the inside to control exactly what setting it's going to be on. So when you need it, you just want to make sure that's in the on position. Down here is your front dump valve for the black and gray tank at the front of the coach. And there underneath here to the left, there's a white shut-off valve. And that shut-off valve is for your fresh tank. If you want to drain your fresh tank, you would open that up and it would drain your water out of your fresh tank. So now we'll go back here. You have your rear furnace right here on the outside of the coach. And the rear dump valve for the half bath and the rear kitchen. Everything for the rear of the coach comes out of that one. Power cord reel, really simple to use. Biggest thing is you have to guide it to where when it goes in, it goes right up against itself like that. When you let off of the button, it automatically backtracks just a little bit, and then it releases it so you can pull it back out if you need to. Okay, so now we're going to go on the inside of the coach. Okay, so the main entertainment / control center is right here. Your awning controls, these are your manual awning controls here. You can move them in and out just from right here, as long as the eggs are on down below. This switch here is pre-wire for backup cameras. If you ever decided to add them, you could add them to where they double as a security system as well. Your fantastic fan, it's a really simple system to use. You just press the top button there, or you can set the temperature and the speed of it as well. The main in-command system, if you go into HVAC, you can go into zone 1 or zone 2. And zone 1, you go to cool with the fan on auto and you set your temperature. It's automatically going to get the unit to that temperature in that area, which your zone 1 is your living room, kitchen area. Zone 2 is your bedroom. So same setup. If you put it on heat, you have heat pumps in the living room, kitchen, and in the bedroom. You have electric heat, and then you would also have the LP furnaces to choose from there. The AC and furnace in the back of the coach runs off of a thermostat in the toy area, in the garage area, and we'll go over that in just a minute. So now if we hit the home button or the back button, it'll take us back to the main screen. You can go into lights, and you can turn all the lights on and off from here. Bedroom lights, you can brighten them or dim them, and you can just keep going. They're all labeled real nice for you. Same thing, back or home gets you back to the main home screen. The slides, you go in, and if you want the dinette to go in, you would press and hold dinette. And then to get it to go back out, you're going to go all the way out until it clicks like an impact. And that's a normal sound. That's the motor saying, hey, it's done, it's reached where it's supposed to be. The bed slide, however, when you run that out, you're going to hear the motor bog down, and that'll be all that you need to do with that. So back again. For generator, you come in and you hit prime and hold it for a couple seconds, and then the start button you would press and hold until it fires up. The manual button there, if you press that, it says for best performance only use one AC and minimal DC devices, and so you just dismiss that. So with that being on automatic, if your batteries get down to 11.8 volts, then your generator will automatically fire up for 1 hour and charge your batteries, so that you don't end up with a dead battery and not able to charge it with your generator. So again, we'll go back to the home. Awnings and the third awning wouldn't pertain to you because you have wind sensors. And then you have your water pump that you can activate right here. And interior lights is a master switch, turns all of the lights on or off. And then exterior and security are the same thing. The exclamation point here, if you press and hold that, that is a panic mode, and it'll flash the inside lights at a different time from the outside lights to draw attention to your trailer. Down below the in-command screen is your Truma on-demand water heater controller. So if you push this up to the first notch there, you'll see a little light come on. That right there is hot water all the time. It's constantly going to keep itself at the temperature that it's supposed to be at so that you have hot water all the time. If you leave it on at night and you're not using hot water, you'll hear that hot water heater hum at you. Most people use it on Eco up here at the top. And again, the little light came on to indicate that it's switched over. And with Eco, it only produces hot water if you're using hot water. Down at the bottom here, you have a little snowflake. That is strictly for if it's really cold outside and you're not using a water heater, that'll just keep it from freezing up. And then you have clean at the bottom of it. That clean is, if you put that on clean, you have to run 60 gallons of water through the water heater in order to get hot water again. So something to keep in mind when you're deciding to run the clean mode, you have to run 60 gallons through that. Just to the bottom of that, to the left, you have your tank heater switches. You have a heating pad on each of your tanks in the underbelly. Those switches will activate those and keep your water from freezing inside your tanks. To the right there, you have your inverter controller. Right now it's off, so if we press and hold that, that'll go ahead and turn that on. And it's cycling through, turn on now. It's 12.6 is what your batteries are at. And right below that, we have our light switches for our hallway and kitchen area. You have switches like that throughout. These are a momentary switch, so if you press it real quick, up or down, it'll turn it on or off for that one particular light group. And it doesn't matter which way you go with it, it'll turn it on and off either way. So back here in the garage area, there's the fantastic fan, one for the loft, one for the garage area. The same thing as the one up front. You just press the blue button if you want to hurry up and activate it, and that'll open it up and turn it on. This is your Happy Jack controller. You can just press down and it'll go down, press up, it goes up. Really nice setup. We got your steps up there for you. Got a mattress on top to help protect the ceiling there and help pinch everything in place. Your AC in the back runs off of this thermostat here. So when you put it on cool, it's going to kick on the AC back here. If you put it on furnace, it'll kick on the rear furnace for the back half of the coach. Now the rear furnace does blow into the kitchen area as well as into the garage and half bath back here. And then below the thermostat here, you got just individual light switches, and those control just various lights throughout. Washer and dryer in the garage area. Really simple to use, really simple to set up. Just turn your dial to where you want it. Set your delay time, or just hit play and it'll automatically cycle through everything. Alright. The garage stereo over here. Again, really simple to use. You turn it on here. And so right now it's on a country station here, but if you press zones, it's gonna go through 3 different zones. You only have zone A, so if you're ever trying to turn it up and it says zone C, it won't do anything. It'll just keep going. So a lot of times that happens if you turn the volume up and then you try to switch the channel, it goes over to zone B. So if you switch it back to zone A, you can actually turn it up and turn it down. All right. Down below here is the 110 breaker box. Everything's labeled all nice and neat for you. And that's all ready to go for you. So we'll go behind the TV and show you the in command, the dimmer packs. So with the dimmer packs here, each one of these here is called a dimmer pack. It's a small circuit board that allows you to be able to dim your lights. If we pull one of these off and look at it, you can see the wiring's real nice and neat. Every one of these wires that comes through here has a piece of masking tape on it, and it's labeled for you. So if you ever had to have anything worked on, everything's labeled. Hallway, closet light, and then these are the triggers that correspond with those for the light switches. So everything's real nice and neat in here, really organized. Over here is your fuse panel. Again, everything's labeled, as well as if you take the fuse panel out of there, all the wires are labeled behind there as well. Again, they take really good pride in what they do and make sure everything's labeled real nice for you. Over here is your Winegard TV booster. That's well, so when we turn that on right here at the top corner, it'll come up and it'll cycle through, and it'll pop up with a number telling us what's what. And then your Wii Boost is back in this cabinet. That's to boost your cell phone signal. There's an antenna on the roof, and then there's one inside here that projects that cell signal into the coach to help boost your signal for you. All right, and then inside the black bag that'll be inside the coach, usually it's in the dinette when you come and pick up a trailer, but I'm sure it'll be inside one of the dinette seats for you. You have your keychain here, your water filter, all your paperwork is inside there. Your remotes are inside there as well for all your TVs, stereos, all that stuff. Your paint samples and also your paint codes as well. We leave everything in the packaging for you as much as we can, including remotes, so everything's not getting all dusty from production. All right, so that is your toy hauler trailer and how to use the in command and the various things throughout the coach. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, and we'll answer anything that you have for us.